Alright guys, let's compile our code, and then the last thing we need to do, just to be able to see it, is to actually have the UI popping up, which of course reminds us that we need to make the UI, right? So let's go ahead and right click a new C++ class, and it's going to be the user widget. I'm going to call this guy lobby user widget, lobby widget, I guess, create class. So all we want to do here is, for the moment, right, is to show the lobby's name on the widget. So basically we need a text block in there. Wait for that to finish, because it wouldn't, when you come back in here and try to just start coding, it's just gonna pop back up here again, which is really annoying. See that? Okay, so I think it's better to just wait for it. Alrighty. So, oh, interesting. I tapped in some emoji there. Okay, view property, and then meta equals to band widget, and then we just have a class uText block. I'm gonna call this guy lobby name text. Okay, have that in there. In our native construct, construct override, basically asking if I can. Sometimes it doesn't do that until a little late. Super native construct, right? We can just ask the text to be populated from the game state. Okay, include components text block. Okay, we can just say that let's retrieve the lobby game, our US fun game state. Game state, okay. And then let's make sure that we can hold a reference of that. A EOS fun game state, game state. Okay, now game state equals to get game state. We don't have that, but we can get it from the Kismet gameplay statics. Use gameplay statics get game state. Do we have a template version? What do you want here? I believe it's asking for a context object. EOS fun game fun game state. Game state equals to that. It's not happy about that for some reason. I'm just gonna go for it. I need to have a cast. EOS fun game state. Yeah, should be the type. Hopefully I don't have the typo. Yeah, it's happy about that now. So if we have the game state, then we can get its name. F name lobby name equals to game state get lobby name, session name, I guess. Now if people are having really slow internet connection, there could be a problem here. What if it's not replicated? Right? So I guess we can make it a little bit better, maybe more reliable there if we do replicated using equals to unwrap session name. and then u function void unwrap session name. Okay. Alrighty. Oh. The left time condition notify. So we need to have the condition none and rep notify always. Okay. All right. That will make it to be able to also react when there is a replication, and we just have a delegate here. Declare dynamic delegate dynamic. I want to have a multicast delegate with one parameter. F on session name replicated, and then takes an F name constant reference. Should be fun. Okay, and then we just pass it over in here. On session name replicated, and we just go there and broadcast it. Okay, alrighty. So we have two ways to retrieve it. One is just to get it right away in our native construct. That's fun, but that there is a possibility that this is still none, right? So we can then wait for it. Okay. So if lobby, let's just not do if, let's just do it twice here. With the first time we are getting it, we just use it, right? So lobby name text, set text, f text from name, lobby name. But again, we know that this might fail to get the one that's wrong. It's not replicated yet. We can ask the game state lobby session name. It's missing there because it's always having an arrow for some reason. On session name replicated dot add dynamic this ampersand u lobby widget column session name replicated, and then we'll have that in here. U function void session name replicated constant f name new session name, and then we'll implement that, and here we just do the same thing with the new session name. Okay, that should do the trick, right? Let me save everything here and let's try to compile. Oh, okay. I shouldn't be doing that now because we have this in here. Alrighty. Right, build out complete. We need to set up our classes. So back here to the widget lobby, and then I need to go ahead and create a I guess blueprint class. That's from our game mode. Lobby game mode, I guess. The lobby game mode will be just BP lobby game mode. And then we also need to, I think we don't have to. I'm gonna go just change it to the class. Classes, the game state class will be our EOS fun and game state. Player controller, we need to make one. Okay. And this doesn't have to be anything than a blueprint version, I believe. I'm gonna call this guy BP lobby player controller. and then we just pass that over. Okay, and then we'll have to create our widget, lobby widget, WPP lobby. Okay, and then the lobby player controller will have to spawn one in the event graph in the begin play. Same deal, is local player controller. If it is, then we create widget, WPP lobby. Right, owning player will be this, and then we add it to viewport. And then we, looks like we're repeating the same pattern again. So we could create a base class for the player controller there, because we're doing literally the same thing in here as well. Yeah, this is not a good practice. Okay, alrighty. Cool. So now we have the player controller set up. We just need to look for our WP lobby and we need to compile it. We should have an arrow there complaining about the lobby name is missing, which is what we need to do. Canvas panel here first, and the text box. It's going to be lobby name text. Oh, now that text box, the text. Lobby name text. I'll just anchor it to the upper top, maybe go a bit lower there. Alrighty, and then text will be no name here first as the default one, and this should be set up properly. Because the lobby widget takes care of the retrieval itself. Okay, so the world setting here for our game mode will be our BP lobby game mode, so that everything is set up properly. We have the lobby player controller, which will create the UI widget and then add it to the viewport, and US fun game state with the one we're in charge of retrieving the lobby name in the client. All right, let me save everything. And then we can launch the 2 instances of the game and see what happens. My instance is just crashed. I believe there's one thing we forget to do. We did it. Let's try again. I think I just having 2 instances launched too close to each other that's causing errors. Not sure what's going on, so I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna close it and then close that as well. Let's just build it from scratch one more time, and then we launch 2 instances. Alrighty, now I'm able to log in 2 instances. Let's take a look. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and create a session, my super lobby now, and then create session. It should be in the session name. Oh, it's actually having some problem with that. To a game mode or make both derived from base. I should have done that. Yeah, because the default game mode was actually okay. I need to fix that real quick. Let's go ahead and do that. So it's talking about the game mixing a game state with a game mode base is not compatible. Change a game mode subclass to derive from a game mode or make both derive from base. So our game state is wrong. Okay, let's actually close it. So which means we need to look at our base classes. So our game state is based on here game state should be game state base, because we don't need all the fancy matchmaking kind of thing that's built for the first person shooter kind of game. So we don't need that, right? So yes, let me recompile it one more time. Sorry about that. This should be taken care of. All right, let's compile it and launch 2 instances one more time. Yes, looks like we're fine. All right, again, we have 2 instances logged in. Let me go ahead and create my session name now, my super lobby, and then create session. Okay, this time it doesn't really have any problem. And then, oh, session name key is clearly wrong. Interesting. It's session name key. I must have returned the wrong thing. Okay, let me do fan session, my super lobby, join in. It's passing that over correctly, so that should be fine. Let me just test it with one more time before we wrap this up. I think I have something wrong in our game instance. You probably are laughing at me now because you probably saw it, but I was returning the session name key, current lobby name. Oh, rather I'm passing in wrong here when we're creating a session. It's wrong here. Session name, current lobby name. Okay, then that's correct. I think it's our game mode then that's grabbing the wrong thing. Get session name. It should be get current session name. Sorry about that, but this should be a proof that this is working. Not necessarily. Let's try it again, right? I'm going to compile that and then log in one more time. Sorry about the problem. All right, now one more time, right? Let's try it. I'm going to go create this time my correct lobby. Hopefully that would work. Create session. And then my correct lobby is there. Now let's see the client, right? Fan session there. My correct lobby, join. And indeed, we have the same lobby name. This is actually replicated from the server to the client with the game state. All right, fantastic. So everything should have been working earlier, right? We just get the wrong function call. All right, that'll be it for this video. In the next one, we're actually going to have a list of the players that's actually currently in the lobby, right? That will be fun. Okay, see you guys next time.